Well, boys and girls, we're down here at the Mississippi River for the first time, and I'm getting the brand new boat. Well, it's not a brand new boat, but it is for me. Hell of an upgrade, and I'm getting it all ready to go this morning.
Yes! Look at that thing.
That vehicle out there is extremely loud on a calm morning like this, but I'm just super excited. I can't wait to get out there and try this thing out. I've literally been waiting to get a new boat like this for years now, and I bought this thing back in January, so I've been waiting all winter to take this thing out, and the day's finally here. Like I said, we're getting her all rigged up, rods out on the deck, making sure we don't forget about the drain plug, stuff like that. But I'm so excited, guys, and I'm hoping we can actually go out there and maybe catch some fish today too. But my number one priority is just getting out there and learning about this boat, learning how to run it. There's a lot of things with a bass boat like this that you got to be careful about, and I'm a little bit nervous, I'm not gonna lie, but I think it's gonna be just fine. We're gonna go out there, and we got calm conditions right away in the morning, not a lot of boat traffic, so there's really no better time to get out there and learn how to do this. So let's get out there and take this thing for a spin. All right, folks, we're out here. Got the boat unloaded safely. It actually wasn't too bad. I mean, I'm just making this a bigger deal than what it needs to be. I've drove several different boats, pontoons. It's not like this is the biggest boat I've ever driven, but it is gonna go the fastest, and it's a little bit more complicated than a lot of boats are gonna be. But like I said, got the boat unloaded, and we're using the Ultrex for the first time here. This thing is sweet. It basically, like, if you just put a little bit of pressure on that foot pedal, it turns a little bit, and it almost takes no effort. Like, your foot's just sitting there, and the way that this foot pedals down on the floor like that, or in the floor, makes it super easy just to stand here. I'm not, you know, off balance like I was in the last boat, having the foot pedal up on top of the carpet. So far I'm loving the feeling of just standing up on the front of this thing. All kinds of room in this bad boy. I mean, if you guys have been following along at the channel and watching me fish out of the last boat, it was like half this size. So I'm absolutely pumped to get out here on the big Mississippi River for the first time this year and drive this thing around. One last thing before we get out there and get this motor fired up and stuff. Everything seems to be good. I haven't fired the motor up, but we mounted the old Helix 9 up here on the front this year, and I forgot the actual unit at home. So gonna be going with just the Lowrance units today. I got one up on the front, one here on the dash, and then I got a Helix 12 Humminbird ordered, and that's gonna be going right here on the side. So we're gonna dive into the whole outlay of the whole boat here after a little bit when we get out there and do some fishing and stuff. But I just wanted to throw that out there, that I'm an idiot and forgot my fish finder at home, the best one too. So we're gonna get out there on the main river and run this dang motor and hopefully not sink it. Let's go. Well, the motor turned on, so that's awesome. Gonna let her warm up here. It's pretty cold out, the water's cold, so give it plenty of time to warm up, and then we'll get out there and run it around a little bit. So it's gonna be cold out here on this run here early in the morning. The sun's getting close to coming out. That'll help warm it up, but this thing's pretty dang sick. I have the hand throttle obviously, but when you put it into gear, you basically just run everything off of the foot pedal. So That's the biggest thing that I'm gonna have to adjust to, but we're doing it right now and everything's fine. So I'm just gonna get out there and trim this thing down and gun it. Hopefully nothing goes wrong, but this is exciting. I'm like shaking right now. I mean, it's pretty crazy to be sitting behind the wheel of a boat like this, I'm not gonna lie. I worked pretty damn hard to get to this point and get this boat, so I'm enjoying this a lot. We'll see you out on the main channel, boys. All right, we got her pinned down. Let's see what this thing has. My heart's going. All right. Oh, no problem. Hell yeah. Let's go. Hooked up with a big one already. Oh my God. Get out of here. No way, I don't even know what to say about that. Literally a 3.5 pound smallmouth, first fish I catch out of this boat. Since I bought it, I've actually caught fish out of this boat before, but what? Literally first spot I got to on a crankbait. First time I've been out this year. Bam. That is awesome. All right guys, so we're out here fishing. Fishing's pretty slow. I've only caught a couple fish. Pretty nice smallmouth here in the morning though. But I kind of wanted to just go through and show you guys my whole boat, basically give you the whole rundown. So currently, I'm kind of just in a little backwater. Not a whole lot of current and stuff, but I'm actually running the spot lock feature on my new trolling motor. It's the Minn Kota Ultrax. It's So that sucker right there, I've never had one obviously before, but I have been on a couple boats that had them, and I mean, I've just heard a lot of great things about them. There's been so many times when I've just thought to myself, I could definitely use that spot lock feature right now. So like I said, I'm running it right now. I can sit here and do stuff like this. I don't got to worry about my boat drifting downstream or going into the bank or into a bunch of brush, anything like that. So that's pretty sweet. But without further ado, we're going to give you a little tour of the front part of the boat, and then we'll move on back. We got the rods laid out here, and we got rod straps on both sides. So that's pretty sweet. Two big old rod compartments. There's one on each side. I'm sure you guys seen the video before we got out here, but there's lights in all the compartments, so all the compartments light up. You can see what you're doing. That's pretty sweet. Gonna go to the middle here. We got a whole bunch of storage. I basically have all my tackle in there right now. So I need to figure out how to organize it a little bit better, but right now I got basically all of my crankbaits and jerkbaits and stuff right on top, and then chatterbaits, stuff like that, Ned rigs, just a lot of early season stuff that I could be using sometime soon or today. That stuff is all on the top. So when we move on up to the front up here, we got the foot pedal. It's all down like in the little cutout space for it, which is awesome. That way you're not 1 foot way up here. So I got that Lowrance fish finder up on the front, and then I mounted my Helix 9 mount on there, but I forgot the unit at home today. So we got that, and then the Ultrex up on the front. That thing is awesome. I've loved using it today, so let's move on to the back. We're down in the lower part of the boat here. We got a dual console, which is going to be awesome for the co-angler because he's not going to have 80-mile-an-hour winds hitting him when we're driving down the river. But one big thing that I like about this is the windshields on this. I'm going to be able to mount my GoPro on here and add a pretty sick camera angle right there. And then if I have a person fishing with me, we can put basically this whole setup on this side facing the back. And then I still got my GoPro on the stick in the back too there. So just a lot more possibilities for camera angles. So here on the dash we got all of our gauges, stuff like that. This is where all the controls are for running all the lights in all the compartments, the live well, just a bunch of that stuff. And then I got a Lowrance mounted into the dash right here, and I'm going to be putting my Helix 12 on the side when that comes, but hasn't showed up yet. Ordered it like 4 months ago, and because of COVID and other things, I guess, you know, it's running behind. It's a hot commodity, so I'm waiting on that still, but it should be here soon, at least I hope. So that's kind of all this stuff. Not a whole lot to see right here, but let's go to the back. All right, so we're down here in the back of the boat, and both of the seats actually lift up, and there's storage under the seats. Probably can't see that great where the camera's at right now, but there's also a little bit of storage underneath this middle seat there, and that folds up. That way you can have 3 people actually sitting in a seat. They got a space for the co-angler to put all the rods over on that side with another rod strap, which is awesome. And then right here, that's where the magic happens. That's our live wells, and the live wells both have, it's basically all one big live well with a divider in the middle, and that has a light on each side. So we tried that out this morning, worked awesome. So I'm pumped to hopefully be putting 5 fish in there every tournament. So there's the live wells. We got storage on this side, which currently I have most of my clothes because it warmed up about 40 degrees. And then on the other side is more storage, and here I basically have all my extra stuff. I got weigh-in bag, I got extra line, extra plastics, all my camera gear. All that stuff is going in there, so I also have rope just in case I break down or someone else breaks down. Can give them a little haul. That's another big thing. I have some of that and scattered in a couple of these compartments, but having a place where you can store tools and all extra storage to store tools and extra stuff just to basically help if anything goes wrong is huge, because you don't want to get stuck out here. So lastly, that opens up. We got the fuel tank back there, all the batteries. I got 4 batteries, 3 for the trolling motor, the starting battery, yeah, oil reservoir, all that stuff is back there. So we got a lot more room on this thing. As you can see, I mean, I'm a long way from you guys and you're only in the middle of the boat right now, but a lot more space, and I think it's just going to work a lot better for bass fishing and making videos and spending my whole life out here on the river basically from right now until the fall. So I'm looking forward to catching some more fish on this boat. And the funny thing is, I've actually caught fish out of this boat before today, because the guy that I bought it from is in my fishing club, and I've fished as a co-angler in this boat before. So that was pretty sweet that I could buy it from him, and I'm kind of just getting used to everything. I'm sure there's a few things I left out because I probably don't know about them yet, but oh, here's a big thing. Here's a little bit better look at the dash, and I'm pretty sure I talked about this earlier, but this boat, a little bit different than a lot of them, it has the hot foot down there. So what you do is you put it into gear and you got a little gas pedal. So that is basically all I have to say about that. But that's a rundown of my new 2011 bass boat, new to me. And like I said, guys, I'm super pumped to be fishing out of this boat this year, and hopefully for a few years to come. But we're gonna get back to fishing. Hey, little bass on chatterbait. First largemouth of the day for me. There we go. Another little one. There we go. Biggest largemouth of the day. Still small. We're loaded up in here. Saw a smaller one and then a pretty decent one sitting up under a log, so we found a few. Well guys, I just shut the camera off, caught a real nice one, and then this one's just barely 14, so that's a keeper still. That's a nice one. You know, with these two and that smallmouth, we've honestly had a pretty good day, but finally found a spot here that's got a pretty healthy population of fish, so I'm gonna try to keep the camera on and catch a couple more now. Boom, there we go. We found them. It took us about a day out here, but if we were fishing a tournament here this weekend, I'd take 5 fish like that at least to start, along with a big one. But that's pretty sweet. We're on them now, catching fish. First time on the river this year in the new boat, and we're on them. That's awesome. Sweet.
Little guy. Little guy.
Well guys, we just got back to good old boat landing and I got the boat loaded up, no problem. Today was an absolute awesome day. I know at the end there I caught 4 or 5 more bass that were all over 14 inches. They're all keepers. Nothing huge, but some really solid fish. And I mean, it's just a big confidence booster for me because I definitely haven't had a ton of experience fishing in the pre-spawn on the river, or not even really the pre-spawn, like the early spring before the pre-spawn. And I figured it out pretty decent towards the end of the day and got pretty comfortable in the boat here. So it was a success. Ended up talking to a guy out on the water too and just learned a lot from him. So it was pretty sweet. Good day on the water, and I'm lucky to be able to do this. So right now there's a wildfire going on back behind me. I'm gonna get everything packed up and then go see what that's about, but we'll see you guys later.